welcome to the LDM Show. I got
hello,
my girl
hello.
in the house. How's it going?
It's going very well.
Oh, we're doing good. We get our guests going on here and everything. We're talking about financials and
relationships, money, cheaters.
Talk about a lot of stuff.
Situationship.
Yeah, situationship. I still can't believe that little situationship.
That is super funny.
You're in a situation or you're not. You know,
yeah, you don't know. It's a situationship, relationship. It's something going on there.
Something going on.
It's a mix.
I don't know. Like I said, you're in a relationship.
I'm gonna use your new line. It's just another word for a booty call.
Yeah, that's it. You know how it is. You calling that, you hit the shades up. Where's my booty at? I guess it's not here yet.
Ooh, he's coming in 5 minutes.
I always wanted to talk about like what the girl does when she's waiting for her booty call.
Oh, I tell you. We're
going to talk about that because I know what the guy does. We be in the mirror talking, looking, putting the eyebrows up. We be looking out the shades like every 5 minutes, every headlight. We be looking like, no.
Well, for girls, I would say, we get nice, we get sexy. we lotion up. Well, that's a norm.
Guys,
but we get lotion up. We have the bra and the panties matching. We have the hair done all nice. We got the perfume going on. You got the bed sheets looking all good.
I want to tell you a little secret though. We don't care.
I kind of noticed that.
We ain't going over there for one thing. We don't care for the matching panties.
You know what's crazy?
For the bed sheet all nice and neat. What the hell?
We nervous. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Small talk. We don't care about all this.
And it's crazy because we do.
I know.
We doing the extra mile for what? Why we do it? Because we want to make it all interesting. We want to look good when you walk in that door. We want you to be like, "Ooh, damn, baby, you looking nice." That's what we want. We want that tension.
But we're gonna say that anyway.
Yeah, of course, because y'all typical guys want to.
We already know what we're there for.
Yeah, but still,
it's 2 in the morning. Ain't no small talk. All right.
Let's get down to business.
Speaking about let's get down to business, we have our guest here. Our first guest today, Mr. Jonathan, is in the house. How we doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Hello.
Good. A little. Back, we just found out that me and Jonathan are like close family here.
Yeah. Wow.
Back, so,
that's nice.
Yeah, so if guys are watching, cousin George be watching, my brother Pete be watching.
Shout you out.
Sammy, all of you guys from 167, what's up?
167, woo, hey. I'm down the block.
Yeah.
That's right.
Born and raised in 167, we hanged out there so much, it's just part of us, I guess.
167 and what? Where you from?
Sherman Avenue, right off of Grand Concourse.
Oh, that's right there. I'm on 168.
See, I don't live there no more, so I can say that. Because y'all ain't going to be stalking my brother now.
Yeah, I ain't saying where I live at either.
They be like, LDM Show lives in 167 somewhere around here.
The co-host is where? She's pretty. Right. We got to find her.
Yeah, you say you're a couple blocks, so they're going to be
searching. But you just never know. I'm never home.
Yeah, true. But your mentor and all these other stuff. Tell me a little bit about yourself before we go in there.
All right, so let's see. Where do I begin? I was born and raised in the Bronx, on the concourse near Lehman College in that area. Mm-hmm. So I definitely love my community, love the Bronx. And I guess I'll start off with the heavy stuff. It's just kind of what started off my life. After a month being born, my mother passed away. Mm-hmm. Thank God for my grandparents, my maternal grandparents. They stepped in, they took care of me. They switched hospitals. I was very sick at the moment. Doctors were saying things that weren't positive at all. They actually believed that I wasn't going to make it past 1. I was born premature. I weighed 2 pounds and 11 ounces.
Wow.
I had some fluid in my brain and a lot of other things happening with me. I was immediately incubated. So while I was in an incubator, I was in there for about 4 months. Just a month in, my mother passed away. But again, like I said, my maternal grandparents stepped in. They switched hospitals. The hospital where I was born, they weren't positive at all. So my grandparents decided to change hospitals, and I started getting a little bit better. Then I had chronic asthma. I had pneumonia.
Wow.
I'm talking about 2-3 years old, and the negative reports started flowing in again. But my grandparents were prayerful and hopeful and very positive. And despite the doctor's reports of me not being able to make it past 4, past 5, I made it. I made it to kindergarten. And then from there on, around when I was 6 years old, my father was murdered.
Wow.
I made it to 5th grade. 5th grade was a pretty good year, except towards the end where I got the news that my grandfather had died. So these are some of the ingredients that formed my early life. There were a lot of phone calls home. There were poor grades, poor attendance, in and out of the hospital. But the true change and hope came after 8th grade, after middle school, when I started attending a community program at church. And there I found mentors, and I found people that actually, poured into me, believed in me, and motivated me, encouraged me, and helped me. And so I was a participant of that program. And then later on, I then became the director of the mentorship program for the middle school students. So that was amazing. I graduated high school with honors in math and science, and then I got a full scholarship to go to college. So I went to college, I went to Lehman College, and there at 19, I began my first business, Buyer-Side Tutoring. Again, I love the Bronx, and I love to give back. I love my community, so Buyer-Side Tutoring was born in my heart to give back to the community. Right. And then graduated college, and then at 26, just this year, I started my second business, 1JB Inspires, more of a motivational business where I go to different schools, I go to different colleges, and any place that wants me to come and speak and do a motivational talk or motivational activity. And this is what I love to do. Yeah.
Now, when you're doing your motivation speaking, is there a subject, topic that you normally hit on, or is just anything that they want you to talk about?
I feel strongest in the realm of education, general motivation, keys to success, and a little bit on the topic of business. But I would say I can do some things outside. I'm open to doing that. I've touched on bullying in the past. I've touched on gang violence in the past.
Right.
Growing up in the Bronx, I always have stories to share on that topic.
Believe me.
There's always something going on.
Yeah. But I think something that I always touch on is that you can't separate the heart and the mind. So even when I'm talking about education and educating the mind, I talk about the heart. So I share my stories to connect with people, because the heart has to be encouraged and engaged, and the mind has to be engaged in order for there to be true change, social change, positive change. The mind and heart have to be engaged and both encouraged in order for there to be social change. I
agree.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, like I say, you don't go to an eye doctor to find out how your heart is doing. It's like different doctors. Let's be real. There's some places where they be like, oh, I heard about to do it this way, but then I'll be like, who told you that? Oh, this so and so. Have they ever been through that? And I don't think they ever did.
You just don't know until you experience it, right?
So that's why because we about the colors of our logo is pink, blue, and purple. Okay. So purple is domestic violence, blue is bullying, pink is the cancer. And I do a lot of bully advocate and mentoring. So, and they was like, have you ever been bullied? I said, in certain ways, because bullying, but to us, bullying was snapping back in the days. We snap on you, you snap on us back. And
Talk about your mama.
Yeah. Your mama's so skinny, she with a Cheerio, something
what
like
that. What is it? Your mama's so fast, she got on the skill set to be continued.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
But I want to say shout out to you, and God bless you, and you're like a miracle for doing everything you do now. Yeah.
Things. Especially having all those
momentums in your life from being born. A lot of
blockers that came through you. And what I put is on my Facebook all the time is Kenny Rogers always says, the higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. And that's what you did. The more barriers they put, I'm gonna become taller and taller and go over these barriors as much as possible.
What I said earlier, we always have obstacles. We always face situations, but if you don't face them, how can you know you're surviving? You gotta overcome them. You got to do and work hard towards your goals.
Definitely.
A while ago, we were just talking about business and how people want the money right away and want the business and to grow right away. What do you tell people like that?
You got to be willing to be broke for a season.
Thank you.
For a season.
For seasons, shoot, more than seasons.
Yeah, it's... we have to be willing to be uncomfortable for a moment, for a season, in order to be in a more comfortable place later on after that season. Now, we got to be willing to go through that season, not knowing when that season is going to end. And that part is difficult. That part, there's so much I guess I'll say it like this: there are haters. There are also negative statements of, well, for me, it's entrepreneurship.
Right.
And starting my own business, the money's not there in the beginning, the funding's not there in the beginning. So a lot of things I always heard was, why don't you get a real job?
I hear that.
That
so
is
much.
a real job. Entrepreneurship is a real job because you're building yourself to become successful.
I hear that.
Hello.
Definitely.
They were like, videos and photography and the show is all you do? Why you don't get a real job? It's paying. I'm comfortable. I'm relaxing.
And it's a job. It's a job. It's a passion job.
There you go. Keyword.
You know, because you have, as me, I'm an actor. I like to act, and you have starving actors, and you're gonna starve, and you're gonna get a lot of no's before you get that one yes that's gonna give you a big bang. So it could take 5 years, 10 years, but if you're really passionate about something, it doesn't matter how long it is. You go for it.
Now that she said that, do you believe in that 5 year before your business gonna see any money? Is that still capable? Because I don't think it is, but
I don't believe in
I don't
the
think
whole 5
before
years.
it was 5 years. Now it's more like 7 to 8.
Yeah.
You know? That's what I'm thinking. But as another business person,
It depends how hard you work, though. Because if you working really hard to obtain that money and gain it, it could happen in 2 years. It could happen in 1. I always say, whatever you put out to the universe, you receive it. It's the abundance, the laws of attraction. Right. Whatever you want, you get. You just have to be positive and have faith in your work.
But always give it yourself.
But you always gotta have that little moment where you like you said, like a separation.
Yeah.
Because if you don't separate, knowing that you could be broke for a whole season, then you want to ball the rest of the seasons, but you gotta be broke.
It's hard.
It is hard, especially when you're a minority.
Who being in business, and I'm assuming that you have a certain goal in your business that you probably have in mind. You don't want to tell nobody, because that's like me. I have a certain goal where I want to go at. Who is your mentors in business that if you have any? Not mentors, but someone you look up to.
That inspires you or something.
That inspires you.
I definitely, Tony Robbins, when it comes to his, he's the number one motivator. He's the guru. John Maxwell, number one guru in leadership. I'm currently reading one of his books right now. Amazing. So I look up to John Maxwell. I look up to Tony Robbins. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. I'm talking about this guy is so encouraging, awesome motivator. So I read a lot. I read articles on Facebook. I read articles. I look at these videos. I follow certain influencers that are in my field that are doing the motivating, and I learn from them. Right. So I would say that I read. I read and I watch. I observe and I learn. That's
key.
That's definitely.
That's key.
Me, I'll say Tyler Perry. He's one of my people that I look up.
Awesome.
Because he started in a car
from the bottom.
The Wayans brothers. They actually did the In Living Color in their backyard.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And they didn't pay nobody. Like Jim Carrey wasn't being paid nothing until they hit the studio.
But you want to know something? You don't always have to get paid to do your work.
Yeah,
it's something that you enjoy.
When I look at them, I'm like, wow.
It builds your credibility. It builds a resume. It builds you. You could be working on a season for forever and just being there, even as an assistant. That builds you. Assistant could become a CEO.
Yeah, that's true. You never know.
You don't know. You just work for it.
And then now, being the first time you opened up your business, from the second time, do you see any hard changes, in opening businesses for people?
Well, I would like to say this, because whenever I do presentations to students, they always ask me, or they always say that, starting a business is so hard, and I always get the question of how hard was it, and this and that. Starting a business, the fact that it's difficult or is impossible, near to impossible, that's a myth. It's not that hard. I tell my students, the easiest part is starting the business. Right. And the hardest part is maintaining the business and growing the business. But this second time around, I'd say it's different. It's different. My website is better. My website is up and is better and is running better than the last website. I got a few more connections this time going in. I took for the past about 7, even close to 10 years, I've been doing motivational talks. I've spoken many times at my church. That's pretty much where it all started. And then I started branching out to different schools. I did a lot of career days. And, you know, so I post these pictures on Facebook and in social media, and everybody thinks, oh, wow, he's getting paid. No. I didn't start
Fake it till you make it, right?
You know? So this time there's more connections, more networking involved.
Yeah.
And
That's key.
Definitely, I feel stronger and I feel more excited. Well, I can't say more excited because I felt super excited the first time around. But the foundation and the confidence is stronger because I have a better network and my team is amazing. My team is amazing.
And
That's nice.
a while ago, you were talking about haters. And I always say, what do we see there? A couple of haters?
Haters. Shake them
How
off.
do you deal with your haters?
Well, they say that the best form of revenge is mass success.
Yeah.
But I just keep grinding and keep pushing. I take the haterade, right?
Ooh.
You know, and I just keep pushing forward. I keep pushing forward. In the realm of education, I always get, hey, why don't you become a teacher? I love the work that teachers do. I mean, we need teachers. There were amazing teachers in my life, but it's just not where my heart, where my passion truly is. So I got that a lot. I got, you know, why don't you do something else? Why don't you do this? So that I got a lot of that almost on a daily basis. It really seemed that way sometimes. But I just sit down at night before I go to bed and I remind myself why I started. I remind myself the passion, the heart, the reason, the community that's out there that's in need.
Yes.
I think about my students that need that motivating word. I think about the students that need the tutoring. I think about the grandparents who can't speak English and have their grandchildren failing because they can't help them with their homework. So that pushes me. So whenever I hear negativity, whenever I hear things like that, I just think of the reason why I started, and that keeps me motivated and encouraged.
I have a question for you. Sure. Growing up and like around your friends, were you always the preacher? Because I get that a lot with my friends. They're like, oh, Emma's preaching again. Do you get that? Did that inspire you to be like more motivational and like with crowds? Like you always had something to say to your friends and always were the right, had the right answers to everything.
I'd say that started
at what age?
In middle school, 8th grade. Prior to that moment, I was the shyest kid. I'm talking about I could not order Chinese food.
What took you out of your comfort zone?
8th grade, math teacher, Mr. Morphe.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, word. New math lesson topic. I was pretty smart with math. I was pretty good. The smartest girl in the class was absent that day. She was always the one that he would ask to help the students. She did it. I was in my comfort zone. I wasn't about to help. I did it myself. She was absent. He asked me to help. And I said to myself, well, let's try this. The first student that told me, wow, John, I get it, changed my life.
That's nice.
The most fulfilling moment for me at the time when my grades weren't that great. Maybe in math, they were a little bit better than everything else, but overall, they weren't that great. I was talking about a C average, and I was feeling less than average just at that moment in my life, looking for identity, looking for myself, who I was, looking for a role model. Acceptance. And so that moment in 8th grade made me realize I want to help and I want to be an educator. I want to do something in inspiring, motivating, encouraging, and in teaching.
That's really nice. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of people like that.
Your next steps from here?
Next steps, I want to speak at every Bronx high school.
Nice.
I want to take one JB Inspires to every high school. Right now I'm working with the high school that I graduated from. We're working on an event coming up hopefully in March. And I've done a few other schools as well. So I'm building my connections, but my goal, it may not take a year, it may not take 2 years, but I want to motivate every Bronx high school, the message of hope, positivity, and love.
How about college?
Down the line, I want to make it my way to colleges too. I've spoken at Lehman College. I've spoken at NYU. I've spoken at Fordham University.
Nice.
I've spoken at Medgar Evers. But but I gotta say that my heart is really for middle school students and high school students.
That's where the identity is.
Well, you start to get them while they're young, you know.
Right.
Where can they find you or get some more information?
So for tutoring services, the website is byyourside.org, and for my motivational business, it's 1jbinspires.com, or the easiest way I tell people, remember these 3 words: My Bronx Story. Search that on YouTube, and you'll find me.
Nice.
There we go.
I think I'm gonna search you up because I need some tutoring in math.
We're talking always about business and all that, but I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You know, wish we had more time.
Yeah.
We probably got to come back on another type of segment and speak
great.
some business. But again, ladies and gentlemen, that's Jonathan. Check him out. And always, like I always say, it's what you need, not what you want.
That's right.
So keep it up.